So this chapter of Attack on Titan, very dialogue heavy, but one of those chapters where the dialogue is amazing and everything about it was amazing. I love very important flashbacks like this that basically set up the entirety and the plot coming forward for Attack on Titan. Like, this is giving the history, this is showcasing where everything began, and honestly, with chapters like this, it showcases Attack on Titan won't go on that much longer. I think maybe a year or two at most for Attack on Titan manga, but nothing beyond that. No crazy 5 or 10 more years for Attack on Titan, because if we're already getting all these answers explaining the world of Attack on Titan, where it all started, the origins of the Titans and shit like that, we don't have that much longer with Titan. So it seems as though one of the major catalysts for the revolution that Grisha was trying to create was the death of his sister Faye. If it wasn't for them doing that, those soldiers from Mar killing his sister, I don't think any of the events that has happened up until this point would have occurred if it wasn't for that. Because Grisha's sister dying was pretty much the motivation for him to start everything and slowly but surely gain all the knowledge, and the resentment he even felt for the government and his father was mainly because, okay, that was the final straw. Like, all we were doing was walking through the village, I got my ass beat, and my sister got killed. And I'm not gonna lie, I felt as though, I guess, Grisha's father is a pussy. Like, I know that you gotta play the rules of the government and stuff like that, but your daughter was just fucking killed. It's obvious that she was killed and they didn't have any remorse, and you're there sucking their buttholes for your wife's life and I guess your son or whatever. But he just felt as though, like, yo, really? Okay, maybe in front of them because, you know, you still have your son there to protect and your wife, so maybe play it off there, but even behind closed doors, he wanted to fucking suck their buttholes off. I was thinking to myself, Grisha's father was a proper fucking cunt. Now, one of the interesting things is the more we go into Attack on Titan, is starting to showcase the relevance and importance that Ymir had in Attack on Titan. Like, you would never think Ymir is like, Ymir, you know, who cares about Ymir? I mean, yes, she was a Titan and this and that, but there wasn't much relevance there. But to seemingly find out that Ymir is a descendant of the entire clan that started it all, because it basically showcased with this chapter, which really interesting stuff. Like, honestly, even though it was dialogue heavy, it was one of those chapters that I love of it being dialogue heavy, because everything was interesting, everything was giving more insight and more information, very valuable, very interesting information on the Attack on Titan world. Finding out that it all started with a deal made with the devil, which I'm kind of curious if that's truly the truth, because again, it's all out of books. Like, books can be, you know, wrong, it could be misinformation, but based on these books and everything, it seems as though this one person made a deal with a devil to get the Titan powers and, like, you know, traded an apple or something like that. I'm kind of curious if that's truly the origins or there's something even further than that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it seems as though, yeah, that's what it was. Somebody back in the day made a deal and got these powers, but maybe it was something further. And I'm kind of curious because it seems as though Ymir was killed off screen, because based on what we've seen with the Beast Titan, the transformation he's had, how his eyes and he has the claws that Ymir had, potentially Ymir was devoured by him. So I'm kind of curious if she's truly gone for good, or there's going to be a possibility for her to return, because it seems as though, again, assuming that she's connected to the Ymir clan, which, I mean, she has the same name as them, it's kind of something that you can assume she's connected. She's probably one of the last descendants of that clan or whatever, or true descendants. It's like, you're gonna kill her off screen when she potentially could be one of the last survivors of the very catalyst of Attack on Titan. And then looking at the history of Attack on Titan, it seems as though history continued to repeat itself in a sense, because they changed the Elodia, you know, information to showcase that the Ymir people were bad and they did this and that. And even though Grisha didn't completely translate those scribes and he said, no, I'm just basing it off, you know, the Ymir people were good, it could very well be that the Mar weren't lying. Maybe the Ymir people weren't that bad, and it's actually that Grisha got it wrong. He just wanted to believe in something because of his cause, that, yo, they killed my sister, they have us oppressed in these ghettos, fuck them. So you never know there. And I mean, even in this chapter, the bombshell was basically dropped why we have these walls around us, what started this community of these walls enclosing in and basically having everybody inside this community. It's like one island off the coast that has these 3 walls around it that are made of hundreds of millions of Titans, I think. My bad if that's a bad translation, but it seems as though there's just a shit ton of Titans around this, you know, wall or whatever. So it's made up of a lot of Titans. So yeah, if those walls went down and any of those Titans were bad, which seemingly they were just there to guard, so they probably all are Titan shifters. Like, I'm assuming there's a possibility that the way a lot of these people got their Titan shifter abilities is possibly somebody from inside that wall. Like, because if all of them are Titan shifters and all of them have like that mind to be able to control themselves, then all it would take is to get one of them, get their power, and bam. And I guess one of the first questions in this chapter is, how do you guys feel about King Fritz's decision. Like, essentially, all of this thing with the walls and the Titans on this island and stuff like that was because he didn't want to fight anymore. He had enough of the Elodia versus Mar battles for years upon years. Do you think that was the right decision, or essentially he put all of his people in peril and chaos? And if he was going to do that, why not just give the information to the people? Was he just trying to make everyone forget about what's going on? Because the people didn't even know. Like, nobody knows except probably the higher ups of the royals that, hey, we're not just like these last survivors in these walls. Like, there's a whole community that are enjoying life and not worrying about fucking Titans. But then finding out about Grisha's first wife, and a lot of people are saying it, and I think it's true, potentially Diane Fritz could have been the smiling Titan that killed Eren's mother. And if that's the case, that is so fucked up, being devoured by the first wife of your husband. Like, I'm kind of curious, did Grisha tell his wife any of this information? Like, once he came to and realized everything, or was it past that point that he started to realize everything? I'm kind of curious, when did Grisha remember, assuming that he did have this amnesia, that, hey, I had a wife prior to this and all this stuff? Like, did Eren's mom know any of this, or she died just completely naive to the situation? And then another bombshell. Like, again, this chapter, I'm putting it out there right now, very great chapter. Like, this is a chapter that just gave so much information, and even though it didn't essentially progress the main plot where it is right now, it still gave us so much exposition that is very interesting, exciting, and valuable to the Attack on Titan world. Because I'm pretty sure that Grisha's initial son, Zek, is the one that's the Beast Titan. Now, what made him change his ways? In this chapter, we see that he ended up being a snitch, but I'm guessing that there's a possibility that the reason why Grisha did that to begin with and put Zek in there, he probably even was the catalyst to Zek snitching on them, because it would have been easier for, hey, I tell my son to invade the army, you know, get in there, and then at the same time I'll have him pretend, or maybe he thinks he himself is snitching on us. That way we can escape out of here to the walls and get on with what we're trying to accomplish, with basically getting that power. So everything connects really beautifully why Grisha was trying to get that power that night when he had that big fight, because he was trying to once again stop the Mar. But the way Zek has been talking and everything, it seems as though either Grisha never really filled in Zek on what he was trying to accomplish, or Zek has just been completely brainwashed by the Mar. He truly believes everything regarding the Mar, and maybe the Mar was right. Maybe Grisha, for not translating properly those scribes about the information of history, maybe Zek actually is the one in the right, because Grisha didn't realize, oh shit, the Ymir people were the ones that were truly bad. So maybe essentially we are on the side of bad without even knowing it. And honestly, phenomenal chapter of Attack on Titan. Finding out in the end that Grisha was sent to the walls to be Titans forever, how he became a Titan and everything like that. So it seems as though Mar has the technology to turn people into Titans. They have that serum readily available. Like, so was Zek sent over here as a soldier? Are there more people like Zek over there? Like, are we gonna have a big ass battle? Could this be foreshadowing that our people are eventually gonna get off this island of being surrounded by the walls? Like, that could very well be a setup for a sequel, like the Mar versus Elodia people. Like, if we get off this island and we come to the Mar and they have soldiers, or all these walls break apart and all these Titans burst out, like, there's so many possibilities right now. Honestly, this chapter, even though again it was just a flashback, it was an amazing flashback, giving so much information, answering so many questions of Attack on Titan that we've been dying to find out for years. So I can't say this is anything less than a 9, but personally I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10. It didn't get to 10 simply because, yeah, it didn't progress the main timeline or anything, but all the information was amazing. Again, one of the best flashback chapters, and not only Attack on Titan, it's just in general, the information and it being interesting and exciting and kind of really detailed was phenomenal. But let me know what you guys think. First of all, do you think that Zek is doing what he's doing because Grisha never filled him in on everything? Or is it because once he got into the world of the Mar, he truly found out the truth? And do you think that Grisha, for not, again, translating everything, doesn't know the truth about the Ymir people, the Elodia, and he went based off assumptions without realizing that they're not the good ones? Also, do you think that Ymir herself was a descendant, a direct descendant, a final descendant, the last one of the Ymir clan, the Elodia? Or it's just a coincidence they have the same name? Highly doubt it, because if you look at the character design of the deal that was made with the devil, it looks straight up like Ymir's transformation. So it seems as though Ymir was very important. I'm just hoping again that she wasn't killed off screen, or we don't get any more information on Ymir herself, considering the fact that we're finding out, holy shit, she did have a great importance in the story. Do you think that Diane Fritz was indeed the smiling Titan that killed Eren's mother? And at the same time, you gotta think, shit, that's Eren killing basically, what would it be, his brother, his mother? And what's up with Zek? Like, what is Zek's ultimate goal? Is it to take down the Elodia? Is it to take down everyone there? And why is it that King Fritz Fritz himself decided to make this island and not fight back? Was it he was just tired? Was it the wrong decision? Was it the right decision? Again, it answered so many questions, but brought up a couple questions itself. And your overall thoughts. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and stalk my Facebook to get more when the video ends. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day.